It all started when I became sick for about a week, and I had a low-grade fever and just some respiratory symptoms, shortness of breath, some typical stuff that you would feel when you're just not feeling well. By later that week, I ended up having really difficult time breathing and showed up to the St. Luke's emergency room. I took my oxygen level, which was 85. They put me on a BiPAP right away. Immediately my oxygen level actually decreased to about 69. My temperature started spiking, and that was all I can remember. The next thing I know, or didn't know, was that I was intubated and ultimately was put into a clinically induced coma for about a 10-day period. During about 5 of those days, I was on a paralytic, and that deteriorated my muscles to the extent that when I woke up from my coma, I couldn't even stand on my own 2 feet, couldn't lift my arm above my head, and had trouble even feeding myself. So from there, after another week in the ICU, went to a step-down unit and began my rehab in the hospital. And the furthest I could get was about 50 yards before I had to take an extensive break and then quit for that time period. Before being discharged, we explored all options. We explored several post-acute venues, one of which was in inpatient rehab. However, one of the case managers brought up the idea or the concept of this day therapy program at St. Luke's de Pere. And it's been absolutely fantastic. I've gotten the same level of rehab that I would have gotten in an inpatient setting. However, I get to go home. And from a morale standpoint and a motivation standpoint, that's been everything. Just having the ability to go home, see your family after about 3.5, 4 hours of rigorous therapy has been tremendous.
When Tyler first came into us, he came in using a wheeled walker, very fatigued, deconditioned, unable to walk. Like household distances even really were difficult for him. The longer he was in the program, he progressed to ambulating or walking with a straight cane, and he's currently walking without an assistive device at this time. He's demonstrated much more control and balance when he's walking, increased his strength. So his progress has been over about a 4-week period that he's made those gains.
One of the unique aspects of this program is that it's actually fun. We do unique types of therapy, exercises. There are days where we'll be working on shifting my weight from one side to another by playing stickball or kickball or soccer in the hallway. We also play a little bit of pickleball just to get used to standing, being active, and moving around a little bit more without actually just walking, right? They'd make a game of it. The staff has been wonderful. And it motivates you to show up every single day and continue to get stronger. It's definitely one of the unique aspects of this therapy program versus others. One of my passions is obviously playing golf. And early on in this process, we started working with a therapy band and a stick to try to get that motion and try to create strength in my core so I could balance myself, similar to what you do when you play golf. That progressed to an outing to the golf driving range, which was actually about an hour-long session, and did things that I didn't think I was going to be able to do again, which is swing a golf club and really practice something that I really love. Was just a great motivation for me and something I'll never forget.
I'll tell you what makes Tyler like a really great patient for this is it's his combination of stubbornness and kind of humility as well. So his stubbornness kept his drive up, his willingness to get better. He did not let this hospitalization, this condition, define who he was or how he was going to live his life. And then the humility aspect. He came in ready to work every day, ready to relearn things that every adult knows how to do, things that he had been doing his entire life. Things that a lot of people scoff at, like, you're gonna make me do this, like any idiot can do this. And he did it, and without question, and without falter, without anything. And so those two combined really made him, I think, get to where he got as fast as he did.
The staff has been great. They've given me all the tools I've needed to succeed, given me at-home homework, which I do most of the time. But they have been very supportive, very caring. They don't push me too hard, but they push me just enough to make sure that I'm seeing that progress to do those things that I love every single day. You're going to go to outpatient therapy. I'm excited, but in a way, it'll be bittersweet because I'll miss the therapy staff here, who've been great to me and my family. Have been very flexible from a scheduling standpoint, and it's just been a great experience all around. So yes, I'm glad I'll be kind of graduating and moving on from pretty intense therapy, but we'll certainly miss the staff here.